Did YouTube streaming fail? I'm using past tense because according to a lot of people, it's already buried 6 feet under. There's been
I could have told you that ages ago.
a lot of YouTube exclusive
And Rebecca, thank you very much for the GGs.
streamers over the last month or so that have announced that they're moving back to Twitch or that they're going to be multi-streaming now that their YouTube contracts are up. So the perception is that every YouTube streamer is basically just in purgatory, scratching at their neck, waiting to get back to Twitch. And it kind of has the same reputation Mixer did a long time ago, God rest its soul, where people that were previously on Twitch took a bag from YouTube, had a little paid vacation for a year or two, and then go back to Twitch.
See, that's what's happening now. If you look at Tim the Tapman, right, went on to Twitch. I think he's live streaming on Twitch at the moment again, right? Because his contract's up with YouTube.
Paradise.
Tim the Tatman, yeah. He's live streaming now, believe it or not, right? Apparently, he made 3 times as much, right? 3 times as much on Twitch in one day than he did in 3 years on YouTube. That's mental. I mean, you just can't compete with that. Nah, you can't compete with that. Nope. Impossible.
Eventually. And as a former full-time streamer on both platforms, I feel like I'm John Constantine, walking the line between worlds here. And I feel like I just have oodles of insight on this subject. Now, since I've entered my senile years, I have elected to go part-time, so you can hang that jersey in the rafters, or if you're a tier 3 sub on Twitch, you can go ahead and downgrade that puppy or just stop it altogether, because at this point it's kind of like the GameStop trade-in of value. You're not getting a whole lot of bang for your buck with how little I've been streaming recently.
I mean, at least he's honest. He's actually telling people don't spend your money. That's good on him.
I did stream all weekend for the Apex Major in Germany. We were watch partying our squad. Absolutely fucking clapping cheeks out there. Just posted a video on that as well if you'd rather just watch like the condensed version. So it's a topic I really want to explore. And it turns out Ludwig already beat me to it, that rascal. So
Ludwig's another content creator. He's another good one. If you guys don't follow them, go follow them now. Great. Ludwig, it's just L-U-D wig. Dead easy, yeah.
I kind of want to just go through his video and drop some more tiddlywinks of information about all of it.
Have you been noticing this trend where people who are signed to YouTube...
Why is everyone leaving YouTube? No, I shan't. You can't make me. Okay, that's Ludwig right there. Right, I get a lot. I get a lot of my ideas from Ludwig actually.
live streaming contracts.
I put my own spin on the ideas. I will add that. But a lot of my ideas come from Ludwig.
You've been noticing this trend where people who are signed to YouTube live streaming contracts, the day their contract ends, switch right back to Twitch or start multi-streaming.
Yeah, that's a phenomenon that's more common than the...
That's been happening for ages, though. Like, YouTube streaming format, right? Like, we are live on YouTube right now as well, but we're only live on YouTube on a short format because YouTube just doesn't do well. I'm not going to, like, push out more power on my PC or from my stream for a platform where, like, yesterday, for example, we got 1 view on the live stream. 1. And... on Twitch, I think we got well over like 150 like total views, hitting averages of like 15, and then you just get 1 to 0 on YouTube. I mean, you can't compete with that. It just tells you everything you want to know. It's harder to get discovered on YouTube, whereas on Twitch, even though people say it's harder to get discovered on Twitch, it's still easier to get discovered on Twitch than it is on YouTube. Just the way it is.
Cold. You would be hard-pressed to find any Twitch streamers that switched to YouTube streaming and haven't already switched back over the last year or so to Twitch, or at the very least started multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube. There are less of them than there is hair on my chest, and look at what we're working with here.
Can I just point out, Hairy Man? Sorry.
Everyone seemingly that switched to YouTube streaming, either through YouTube contracts or through Twitch's fumbling over the last couple of years with like some policy changes as well as like some platform direction that people were upset with, have over the last year or so switched back because Twitch started to find their footing again with some of the changes and changing things around, like reverting a couple of things, as well as YouTube no longer doing streaming contracts. So it seems like everyone's flooding back to Twitch the second they can.
And you know what, right? The problem is Twitch know that as soon as they finish their contract, they're going to come flooding back. Because they know they're the better platform. Twitch have got nothing to worry about. And that's why, hello there, buddy, welcome on in there. I see you on YouTube. I see you there. Bro's hairier than my dad. See, not everyone's made to be hairy. But yeah, Twitch know that they're going... everyone's going to come back to them because, like on Twitch, you can raid out. The chat interface is so much better, and YouTube just don't concentrate on it. They concentrate on the video side of things because they know that works. They've even got like if you want to watch someone's live stream, you've got to really search for it because it's got its own category, especially on like the YouTube homepage. If you go onto someone's home profile, right, like on there, right, the first thing you click on when you go on their profile. First thing that comes up is videos, then it's then it's shorts, then it's live streams, I think. Let me just double check that one. Am I right? Am I right if I click on my extra channel? It's video short. Well, okay, look, that's a bad example. Let's go on normal Parkenev, right? Let's go on my main account. Yeah, so it's shorts, videos, then lives. They don't care about live streaming. Costs a lot of money to set up a live streaming platform.
YouTube and YouTube Live not changing isn't because they move slow. It's because YouTube Live isn't a priority for YouTube. But
yeah, it's not. Took the words out of my mouth. It's not a priority.
Friends that went to YouTube are all coming back, Sushi.
Yes. Yeah. Dan Clancy, cool as a cucumber here. I'm actually shocked he didn't have a cigar in his mouth delivering this little speech. Like, he's basically just dancing on the grave of YouTube's reputation in the public eye. There was a time when everyone, myself included, thought YouTube was going to be a real threat to Twitch's market share. Because Twitch...
I never thought that. I thought it helped live stream now and again, but it's never going to be a big deal.
Has had the streaming ecosystem in a titty twister for years. They've had the nipple clamps on those honkers. And YouTube started to get a lot of momentum with streamers that were native to Twitch switching to YouTube even without a contract. But it seems most streamers grew tired of YouTube doing absolutely nothing besides letting the streaming element of their site wither, fester, and die. So pretty much all of them have switched back to Twitch at this point, except for the ones that are still under contract or banned from Twitch. But there was a moment where it really did seem like YouTube was encroaching on Twitch's stranglehold on the industry. And at the height of this, Dan Clancy was interviewed asking, are they panicking? Are they worried about Twitch users switching to rival platforms? Is Twitch going to do anything to keep users and streamers on their site? It was also public knowledge at this time that Twitch had completely stopped doing contracts for even their biggest streamers. They just put the kibosh on contracts entirely. And Dan Clancy just said nope. In fact, he encouraged everyone to try alternatives. Like if they want to stream on YouTube and Kick, go for it. Go hog wild. He said that he believed that all of them would be back to Twitch because he believed in the platform being the best that streaming had to offer. That's
exactly what I've just said. See, I know what I'm talking about, yeah.
It seems like his bet has paid off so far. Like Luigi, he won without having to do anything. It seems most streamers that went to other platforms are all starting to flock back to Twitch.
You know, when Myth ended his YouTube contract...
Fortunately, there's one person that can't flock back to Twitch, and that's Dr. Disrespect, because he's banned from Twitch.
I believe he took a break. He stopped streaming on YouTube. Lily, the moment her contract ended, switched back over to Twitch.
Yeah.
Dr. Lupo, when his contract ended, started multi-streaming. Tim the Tapman today said he was going to start multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah,
and look,
and he is on right now. If I can do /Tim the Tapman. He's live streaming as we speak. Even though I've got an advert on. Yeah, so no.
Viewership is better on Twitch after 3 years, I think, on YouTube than it is right now on YouTube.
And that's a pretty crazy thing. So The perception and the fear for a lot of streamers was if they left Twitch, if they ever decided to come back, their viewership wouldn't be what it once was, or their sub count would be
And it is, in fact, better than ever.
significantly lower. But time and time again, it seems like that's just not the case. Not just Tim the Tatman, but there's been other streamers that have gone to other platforms that have come back to Twitch and have been in pretty much the exact same spot that they left off in, no matter how many years had passed. Everybody knows when you switch platforms, your audience doesn't necessarily follow you. You're definitely not getting the whole kit and caboodle to come over to the new platform that you've come to. You're lucky to get like even a fraction of it. Like, yeah, you'll hit like huge peaks for the first couple of streams with people like, you know, trickling in just to check it out. But that audience you built up on the previous platform, they're most likely just going to go back to that because that's the platform.
By the way, if you don't follow me on all my socials, please go follow me on all my socials. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and all that. I'm active on everything, even Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter. Yeah.
Platform they're most comfortable on. So if you're not on it, they'll probably just find another streamer, and maybe they'll occasionally tune into you on the other platform. But for the most part, they don't get converted to the new platform that you've switched to. So with the example here, Tim the Tatman, he built up a YouTube streaming audience, and now that he went back to Twitch, that Twitch audience he used to have, it seems like they're still using Twitch and look to be receptive to Tim the Tatman being back on their preferred platform. So his viewership has kind of stayed pretty much the same there.
And nothing fucking changed. He's literally doing better on Twitch. And you might be wondering, okay, why are streamers switching back?
Hang on. You're active on X. It's not X, it's always going to be Twitter, right? Do move on. What am I moving on from? Do people not use X anymore?
To Twitch? Well, one might be because they do better. They get more viewers. Two, it's because they also make more money.
I saw someone say sub count, by the way, earlier. I didn't answer it. I apologize. I'm not making up messages here. We are at 6.3.
Crowd, our game's over.
If you have an official number,
I'm joining up.
we're probably closer to 6.5 if I had to guess.
And Tim basically says he got 6,500 subs in one single stream.
6,500 subs in one stream. Now, right, how much is a sub these days? Can anyone answer me that? How much is a sub? Yes, please. I know, right? Peter, do you know? Does anyone know how much is a subscription on Twitch? It's £5, right? So that's £2.50. So, 6,500 times 2.5. 2.5 times 6,500. He's just made, in his first live stream, he just made 16,000 and a half. Well, at a quarter.
On Twitch.
That's mental. And that's the first stream. The first one. Never mind the second or third or the rest of the month, right? That's the first live stream he's made 16 grand. And most people, I didn't even know he was back until like, it just came up somewhere. I just couldn't believe it.
On YouTube, he had 14,000 subs. So he basically got almost half his subscriber count in one day. So he's going to start making more money from Twitch subs than he ever did from YouTube members.
That is another huge thing. That one is a big old fucking set to wumbo explanation for why a lot of people will switch back to Twitch. The earning potential on YouTube streams is substantially lower than it is on Twitch. Twitch is a platform with culture. Chat experience on Twitch has always and will always be better than YouTube.
I mean, you've got stuff like raids, you've got channel points. I feel like channel points are a big thing, especially for the smaller creators like us, where, we're able to communicate more with our chat, like individually. Obviously, the bigger creators can't really use the channel points that much because unless they put cooldowns on it, and then even if then they don't get a chance to use them as much. But yeah. Raids are also a big thing though, especially for growing as well, because say if you're a really small streamer and then you're a big streamer, the big streamer reaches the small streamer, they just gained 50 followers. That's a massive fucking thing.
Period. Hands down. There's nothing YouTube can do to really beat that, and it doesn't seem like YouTube's even trying. They're just waving the white flag on that.
Now, if YouTube were going to beat that, they would beat it by copying it. YouTube should have their own channel point redeem system, and I think they were trying to integrate rating, but they didn't get it done yet. I've been working on it for over a year because I know the feature was being tested. But you had to be a YouTube partner to be able to get that feature. And then you'd have to request it. It's weird.
They're just eating the huge fucking L on just having a bad chat experience compared to Twitch. But also, Twitch just has a culture of subbing. Like, Twitch has Prime subs, which is something you can do for free for your favorite streamer, where you sub to them with Twitch Prime, and it's free for you, and the streamer gets paid. Like, that is a deal YouTube just can't match. And it's extremely beneficial to the streamers on Twitch. So Tim the Tap Man can make in one day what it took 3 years for him to make on YouTube, at least when it comes to like membership numbers versus sub numbers.
Yeah.
So YouTube has a sub equivalent with members, but nobody fucking uses it. Most people don't even know it exists. Also,
no, because like on every platform, well, not every platform, but everywhere apart from YouTube, right? If you click on someone's account, you could follow them, right? Following is free, and then subscribing you pay money, right? So like on TikTok and on Twitch, you follow them for free, and if you want to spend extra money, you can subscribe to them, right? It's the same on multiple other platforms, but on YouTube, I know it's been the same since the beginning, but on YouTube, it's subscriptions are free, but memberships is something you pay for. Yeah. And a lot of people didn't even know that memberships were a thing. So you're not really thinking, oh, I'll become a member, you know? Yeah, what the fuck exactly? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So YouTube should really try and change that to try and keep up with the way things are. Otherwise, people are just going to get confused.
It's not even functional on mobile. You have to go outside of the YouTube app, like on like a different browser on your phone, in order to even find the join button for most channels. Like, it's not something that's integrated into YouTube streaming. So most streamers on YouTube will never come close to the amount of subs a Twitch streamer will have. And they won't even come close to the amount of money a Twitch streamer earns if they are streaming on YouTube. So that's another really enticing reason why a lot of people that were streaming on YouTube are going back to Twitch. Also, another obvious one is discoverability. The main critique of YouTube streaming since its inception has been how hard it is to navigate and how difficult it is to even find streams in the fucking first place. And they have done little to improve that. Any channels that have found success streaming on YouTube are channels that already had an audience before they started streaming, or had an audience from elsewhere that came in for those YouTube streams.
Yeah, so like Tim the Tapman, he did well on. Well, he didn't do as well as he would have on Twitch, but he did well on YouTube compared to others because he already had that following. He has like 4 accounts, all do different things, all push that one account, and it's got ahead of a lot of people. It's got the advantage. I mean, it's hard as a new content creator to compete with that, because as a new person, you're a one-man team in a whole sea of other content creators. And, you know, like a lot of these content creators, like Tim the Tapman again, he's got like 3 or 4 editors, all pushing out shorts, editing the lives, editing separate YouTube videos, and yeah, it's just, you just got to constantly keep making videos by yourself and hope that one video does well. Because all it takes really is one video, doesn't it? And that helps you push forward. And then once you've got that one video, you got to hope that you've got another video. Because once people see that you've been recommended twice and you put out more than one good piece of content, that's when people start to follow you and coming back.
Anyone that's just starting with streaming on YouTube, it's not going to bring in any viewers, because discoverability is non-existent.
Yeah.
YouTube is actually really good when it comes to like event streams though. So this is something Ludwig also talks about. If a big moment happens in an event, like grand finals is going on in some kind
or YouTube boxing. YouTube boxing always did well for YouTube. Not YouTube boxing, like Logan Paul or KSI. That, you'll know what I mean then.
a big tournament, and a lot of people start flooding in. Well, YouTube recognizes that and then actually starts recommending that stream outside of the normal little bubble, like the quarantine unit that it keeps streams in. So then you actually will get some eyes on it. But if you're like just daily streaming normal shit or just starting out streaming, you're not going to have that stream go to anyone outside of... whatever audience you've already built up going into it. You have better odds of writing your YouTube handle...
Sorry, I didn't realise I was muted there. Hello there, Hedgehog. Long time no see. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I was muted. I know. I didn't want the sound of water going swash, swash, swash to be going through the mic. Are you doing well there, Hedgehog? How long has it been? It must have been... It's got a good couple of months, hasn't it?
Just starting out streaming, you're not going to have that stream go to anyone outside of whatever audience you've already built up going into it. You have better odds of writing your YouTube handle on a paper airplane and throwing it out of your window and hoping a neighbor sees it and checks it out than you do just streaming on YouTube and relying on them to push it.
I mean, he's not wrong, though, is he? He's not wrong.
It doesn't happen. Whereas on Twitch, even though there are so many streamers to compete with in every category, your odds of being seen are higher. Your potential to have some viewers trickle in is just higher on Twitch.
Yeah, Hedgehog is a fiercely unreliable view when it comes to attendance. You know what, though? It's fine, because that's the beauty about Twitch, is that we're there for you when you want to watch something, or you want to watch someone. We're always there for you. You could disappear for a year or two as well. You come back, and you know what? I'll always remember you. Because I just remember there was a whole hedgehog thing. Did I nearly kill... I think I nearly killed a hedgehog once. And then you popped in the chat, and I was like, it came back to haunt me. Don't worry, I think the hedgehog survived, though. Because I put it in like a warm box bit. Left it in the garden. And then it was gone the next day. It was either that or the hedgehog died. Rip hedgehog. Yeah. Evening, Becky. How you doing, darling? We're just watching a quick video about the death of YouTube live streaming, because I find it interesting, and I'm giving my own thoughts onto it. But yeah, you did what now? Yeah, we don't talk about that hedgehog. Well, I didn't technically kill it. Like, my granddad nearly killed it. He ran it over with his bike, but it was fine though. I think it was fine. I find it hard to believe. Yeah, I would never kill a hedgehog. I try and save as many as I can, especially because keep running in front of the bloody cars and stuff. YouTube live streaming was never alive. Yeah, it tried. It was like...
No one can destroy the hedgehog. The hedgehog will strike you down with a vicious blow.
Oh my god, I've just forgotten what song that is. Bum, 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 bum. Because no one can destroy the hedgehog. That's very true. No one can destroy the hedgehog. Okay, I have to leave a lurk now. Have a good stream, but no bother, Bearded. Enjoy your live stream. Guys, if you haven't followed Bearded Dad yet, go follow Bearded Dad. I would shout him out, but my shout-outs aren't working. But you can see him in the chat there, so... Right, let's watch the rest of this.
If you look at the most watched major streaming platforms by hours watched of live broadcasts, Q2 of this year, YouTube gaps Twitch. It's not close.
Look,
3 times.
What the hell? So look at that. So many more people watch YouTube, especially on the gaming side of things. Oh, not even on the gaming side of things. Wait, is that the percentage thing on the top? Is that YouTube gaming, or is it the bit on the bottom? That's where I'm confused here. Why is it muted? Why is it muted?
YouTube gaps Twitch. It's not close. 3 times bigger. 15 billion. However, that doesn't exactly tell the full story. Because if you look at this, you also have to include, some people like YouTube's biggest live streamer by hours watched, which is not iShowSpeed. It is Lo-Fi Girl.
Yes.
Of course, it's Lo-Fi Girl. You can see me. I can always see you. Bottom is gaming. Oh my god. So the YouTube gaming just barely takes up any space.
So just looking at the cold, hard Carfax here, looking at these numbers, taking a peek under the hood, it looks like on the surface YouTube is slapping Twitch around when it comes to these numbers. But it's really not. Because these numbers are bloated just by the sheer volume of streams that are going on that are just literally always on. So like Lo-Fi Girl, probably the biggest stream in the world when it comes to watch hours. Like the watch time on that...
Once again, I never heard of Lo-Fi Girl until last week. And you know what? I get it. I totally get it. It's just something for you to play Yeah, you got all the music streams and radio stuff. Yeah, like I think it's all lo-fi's great if you're concentrating and you're studying, you're reading stuff. So like, especially like for people that's in college, university, or school, right? You just put that in the background, you chill, and it gets you into that zone. It's great. Love it. I'm gonna start doing it myself.
That is absurd because it's 24/7 nonstop with tens of thousands of viewers that are idly just listening to it in the background or have it on while they sleep. So it's not like the healthiest number that they have here, it's just the biggest one. So it doesn't really tell the full story. And Lud also mentions some other very, very popular streams on YouTube that really inflate the fuck out of those numbers.
Things like Lo-Fi Girl or videos playing on loop, or what there's a bunch of on YouTube Live, which is scams. In fact, one of the biggest live streams right now on YouTube is Tesla. Except it's not Tesla. It is a scam account with 20,000 subscribers with 86,000 bots watching to give it some credibility.
86,000 bots watchers. Why aren't YouTube doing anything about that then? Why are YouTube not doing anything? Do they want to? Do they care?
So people click on it who aren't part of the bot number, and then they scan this code, and then they lose all of their crypto. Do not scan this code. I'm showing this as an example of YouTube's corrupt botting problem.
If anybody actually scanned that QR code from Ludwig's video, I believe that it is now Ludwig's responsibility to pay you back for all of your lost crypto. He is liable now because Ludwig scammed you. I had the decency to censor the scam QR code. I'm just being a little
Thank you there. Thank you for scanning, for blocking the QR code there, Moist. Looks good in there, watch numbers. Yeah, it's true. Looks good. You can see it. Look, we're getting so many more viewers than you. But they're all bots, they're all fakes. And that's like a downfall, really, isn't it?
Goofster. If anyone actually scans that QR code and loses all their crypto, they 100% deserve it for being an unfathomably stupid buffoon. I will never be able to wrap my head around who actually falls for those. I truly don't understand it. Like, I know the default answer is like old people. I don't believe that because they probably don't have crypto in the first place. But anyway, what Ludwig is highlighting here is that these scams have tons and tons of viewership, last for quite a long time, thus bump those numbers up on the YouTube streaming hours. And they're not real. Like, you can probably find 10 of these streams going on right now. Like, that also tells me the scam must be pretty successful. There must be some people falling for it. I don't know how, you absolute imbeciles.
I mean, all it takes is one person to fall for it with a large amount of crypto, and it pays for what they're doing.
But there's tons of them happening all the time, inflating those numbers, and YouTube doesn't do anything about it. It doesn't seem.
Like actual streamers, actual people who are streaming video games. Well, then the contest becomes a lot more fair. And there's still a lot of huge streamers. I mean, look, Steak right now is live with 41,000 viewers. That is massive. That is a huge stream.
When you look at the actual streams going on with real sentient human beings behind
But was that real numbers, though?
them, the number gets a lot lower than you would expect given the huge number that you can see in the data. Especially when you look at gaming in particular, the number there is lower than Twitch. Twitch is beating them like my meat in that department.
So if I were to rephrase the question, is YouTube live streaming a failure? In America, in English-speaking countries, kind of. Yeah, maybe a little bit. They're not doing as well as people thought they would. Across the world, fuck no. They're doing amazing. They are crushing. And you know this is true if you watch VTubers. VTubers crush on YouTube, man.
See, so VTubers aren't really a thing of mine, right? It's not something I've really been interested in, but I can see the market on it, and I respect it.
All of Asia seems to prefer YouTube for a live streaming platform, and it makes sense.
And this is something I've been saying for a while as well. Internationally, YouTube streaming is huge, but in America, it's definitely second fiddle to Twitch. The biggest breakout star on YouTube streaming is obviously iShowSpeed. But outside of Speed, all the other big English-speaking streamers are on Twitch. But internationally, YouTube's doing very well. Ludwig also gave an example about how Twitch abandoned South Korea recently, so there's just a lot of places that are preferring YouTube for streaming outside of America. And another thing...
Why would Twitch abandon Why would Twitch abandon South Korea? Twitch South Korea news. An update on Twitch in South Korea. We've made a difficult decision to shut down Twitch business on Korea. Why? Why would they do that? Struggle with Twitch's sudden exit. Why would in what way would it be great to think, okay, let's just think everyone in Korea now, right? We're just not going to allow to watch. Like you could just, or is it just that you can't stream from Korea? So if you're a Korean, you can't stream there, but maybe you could still watch it. Maybe. Hello, Seamus. How you doing, buddy? Welcome on in.
YouTube's player is just better than Twitch's. You can rewind the stream if you want to. The bitrate is higher. The streams look better. So if you're someone that just likes to kick back and watch a stream and not really interact at all, YouTube's player is going to be very enticing and probably going to be the preferred platform for you.
I mean, on YouTube, you can stream in 4K, where you can't do that yet. In fact, on YouTube, I can stream vertical now, which is what we're doing at the moment on YouTube. Doesn't do as well, but hey-ho, you know. But yeah, on Twitch, you're limited to 1080p, and you're limited to, they say that you're limited to 600 bitrate, but I've noticed a big difference in streaming quality when I bump that up to 8,000. So I think the actual limit is 8,000, but they don't tell people that.
But a lot of people who watch streaming because they like the interactive element of it. And that's where Twitch destroys YouTube. It has an entire culture to its chat. So a lot of people, well, I'm not even going to say a lot of people, everybody prefers the Twitch chat experience. Like, there's very few people that like the YouTube chat experience because there really isn't one. Like, even going to the biggest streams, you're not going to see a whole lot going on in the chat aside from, like, some spam here and there. But on Twitch, you'll see, like, entire discussions happening in chat or, like, a bunch of, like, inside jokes and all kinds of shit that just makes it feel...
Like, Twitch chat compared to YouTube chat. Twitch chat feels like a room full of your mates. And then you come in, you talk, you have a chat and all that. And then, yeah, you go home, you leave, and you go home into your normal life. Whereas YouTube, it just feels like an absolute mess. It just feels like you're shouting into nothing. Shane says, too much stress on the servers. Was that the with the Korean stuff? Yeah, but if it's maybe too much stress on the servers, but it's still, each one of those viewers are making their money, right? So maybe they weren't doing things right. I don't know. I just think it's unfair for the Koreans.
Like a real community, as opposed to on YouTube's chat experience. Overall, I have a similar takeaway as Ludwig when it comes to whether or not YouTube streaming is a failure. Overall, it's not because it's doing so well internationally, but when it comes to English-speaking streaming content, it definitely is well behind Twitch. Yes, it is gaining a little bit, but more and more streamers are just switching back to Twitch. A lot of the influx came from seeing big streamers come to YouTube and people following that path, and now that even more are going back to Twitch, I think that's going to continue to happen. But yeah, it doesn't mean YouTube streaming as a whole is dead or a complete failure. It just really lost all of its footing in America. I do, however, disagree with Ludwig on a pretty big thing, which is multi-streaming. I started multi-streaming almost a year ago now, and I actually think it was an incredibly good decision. And
I think I'm using multi-streaming at the moment, but if, for example, one platform that I use particularly takes off, right, I'll ditch multi-streaming. I mean, like, apart from TikTok, if TikTok starts popping off a bit more on the live streams, like it does in the morning, like thank you everyone that joined, by the way, this morning. We had over 1,000 people in the live stream at one time. But if you can't concentrate on TikTok because TikTok's getting banned on, I think it's the 25th of January. So it's going to go in like a couple of months. Soon I'm going to be selling out on TikTok, and I'm just going to be, every single one of my videos is going to be follow me on my other platforms because we're going to be leaving. If you don't want to lose me, follow me on everywhere else, you know. I was falling asleep this morning. Well, it was 6 o'clock in the morning that we were live streaming, and we did finish at just after 7 as well. So if you're falling asleep, I'm not surprised.
One that I still believe is a very smart decision for many streamers regardless of their size. Ludwig believes that multi-streaming isn't great because it makes your viewers spread out. So it basically splinters them between two platforms, which makes it very difficult to reach the consistently high highs of some of like the top streamers on Twitch. By being married to one platform in particular, you can cultivate that audience and grow it there, so that way you're at the top of those categories consistently, like on Twitch or something, so you'll keep getting new viewers and reach insane peak viewership, because as more people find you, more people talk about you, and it just keeps feeding that fire, as opposed to having a lower number on that platform because some of the viewers are watching you on a different platform, so then not as many people are seeing it and talking about it.
Yeah.
And
I think multi-streaming's great for smaller channels like myself, right? Because if you're already big, if you've got millions of subs, you don't need to multi-stream. I mean, you're already big on a platform. If your viewers want to watch you, they'll go to that website and watch you, especially if you're on Twitch. Becky says, I hate TikTok. It's the worst app. I personally hate it. I mean, for me personally, it's not a bad app. It's not a bad app. There's some issues with it that they need to fix, like the whole reporting situation where, you know, if you get banned off a live, I see, for example, I got banned for going live on my main account, right? It used to be Parkenev Extra. It used to be called Parkenev, like this account is, right? And this account used to be called Parkenev 2.0, right? After that, once I got banned, I emailed TikTok and I was like, why did I get banned? Because I got banned for sexual activity, right? I was playing Fallout 4. No, I wasn't. I was playing Star Wars, and Star Wars Day was May the 4th that I got banned. Yeah. And I sent out an appeal. I never got a reply. 2 weeks went by. I sent them an email, and they never replied to my email. So TikTok need to fix themselves when it comes to stuff like that, because it takes too long. It's not fair. If they fix that, I reckon the app would be great. Yeah.
Like, I get the point, but I do think that being on two different platforms is reaching two different audiences. And I think that's pretty clear looking at, like, Tim the Tatman here, right? Like, his YouTube number is lower than his Twitch number, even though he started as a Twitch streamer and spent 3 years as a YouTube streamer. It's pretty clear that those have to be different viewers that are being reached.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of value in that. For one, I think it's better for viewers because you give them the option to watch you on their favorite platform. So the viewers that prefer YouTube can watch you there if they want, like, the better player, or they can watch you on Twitch if they want the better interactive experience with chat. And I think it's good for the streamer too, because you're reaching two separate audiences at the same time. The YouTube audience and the Twitch audience, yes, there's definitely going to be overlap, but it's not like it's the same audience on both platforms that's been fractured.
But the problem with multi-streaming there, though, right, is that one platform has to take, what's the word? One platform has to be the main platform. So if I'm multi-streaming, say right now I'm streaming on TikTok, YouTube Short, and Twitch, right? My main one that I'm concentrating on is Twitch. I'm looking at that chat more. I don't look at the YouTube chat as much, and I'll look at the TikTok chat and see if it's moved about, but mainly Twitch. And like if I have my hello, I thought I heard something there, but yeah, I could have swore I heard something there, but I've lost my train of thought there. What was I saying? Ghosts. I know. I thought I heard something this morning as well. Really bizarre. I think I'm going a bit insane here. Anyway, we'll continue.
It's two separate ones, and I think there's definitely benefits there, because if he wasn't multi-streaming, for example, he was only on Twitch, the 11,000 people on YouTube that were watching Tim might not be watching him on Twitch, so he'd stay at 17,000 over there and completely miss out on 11,000 eyeballs from YouTube. Plus, there is the added benefit that YouTube VODs are significantly better than Twitch VODs. So, when he finishes that multi-stream, his YouTube stream immediately saves as a video to his channel in the live tab that viewers can go back and watch, And also, that gets put into the algorithm pretty often. There are streams that'll pop up in recommended, even if you're not someone already watching streams.
And you know what Tim the Tapman does, which is really clever, which is what I've been doing, right? I take from him. What he'll do is say he'll live stream 2 different games, right, on a stream, and then what he'll do is he will, even though if he's live on YouTube, he'll then cut the stream in half, right, and upload it without editing it. He'll just upload it as 2 different live streams as VODs on a separate channel. So if you just want to watch Call of Duty, he's just going to put Call of Duty there. Or if you just want to watch the other shit that he does, you can just watch those live streams. And you don't have to bother with the rest of the stuff. Very clever. Very clever.
On YouTube, if there's some type
A ghost hunting stream could be coming. It is Friday 13th next week, mind. I've got something big planned for that. You guys are going to love that.
of overlap in the algorithm between what video you watched and what stream gets popped up. So it also helps you in that regard, reaching a new audience that maybe found you through a VOD and then chooses to watch you on YouTube. So I just really think there's a lot of things that make multi-streaming a good idea, regardless of how big a streamer is. I think it's a very, very good idea for someone that's just starting out streaming, because you want to lat spread as much as possible to get your lats exposed to whoever is on whatever platform. Just spreading your wings as far and wide as they can go on as many platforms as you can, I think is great for anyone that's just starting with streaming. Which I know Ludwig does agree with. He mentions that, and he also mentions that multi-streaming is optimal for events. He thinks that's the one that makes the most sense, and he's right. Multi-streaming events is a great idea because it puts the event in front of so many other eyeballs. But I do really think it's a very viable strategy for just daily, consistent streamers as well. It just puts your content to more people, and I don't think it necessarily fractures your viewership all that much, because I really am starting to believe there isn't a ton of overlap between Twitch viewers and YouTube viewers. I think they stay in their own pockets with their preferred platforms, so I don't even think you take a huge viewership hit when you start multi-streaming.
I wonder if there'll be an actual way to figure out what the definitive way of streaming would be. Like, is it actually better to stream on one platform, or is it better to stream on multiple? And I think it depends on what you want out of each platform as well, don't you?
Preferred platforms, so I don't even think you take a huge viewership hit when you start multi-streaming. When I started multi-streaming, I was averaging like 11 or 12,000 viewers on Twitch, and then I started multi-streaming, and then my average on Twitch went down to like 8 or 9,000, so it was a little bit, but then I gained about 15,000 on YouTube.
Right.
So, you know, it really doesn't seem like it's that big of a trade-off when it comes to multi-streaming. I really think it's more positives than negative.
But he was already streaming on one platform at first. That's how he got known. So it's like, which is better? I don't quite know.
But anyway, I just wanted to yap about this as a part-time streamer. Just kind of wanted to weigh in here. That's about it. See ya.
As a part-time streamer.